The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, Lord.
When Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of King Herod, Magi from the east arrived in Jerusalem, saying, "Where is the newborn King of the Jews? We saw his star at its rising and have come to do him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was greatly troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Assembling all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. They said to him, "In Bethlehem of Judea. For thus it has been written through the prophet, 'And you, Bethlehem, land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, since from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel.'" Then Herod called the Magi secretly and ascertained from them the time of the star's appearance. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word that I too may go and do him homage." After their audience with the king, they set out. And the star that they had seen at its rising preceded them until it came and stopped over the place where the child was. They were overjoyed at seeing the star, and on entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother. They prostrated themselves and did him homage. And then they opened their treasures and offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed for their country by another way. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
The word Epiphany is not only a sacred word used in church to describe the Magi visiting the newborn Christ child, but the word Epiphany also has a secular meaning. When we say in our everyday language that someone has had an epiphany, we usually mean that that person has had a moment in which they have come to an awareness of something that they did not know before. In other words, you might say, they have seen the light. The dictionary definition of light is something that makes vision possible. Light makes it possible for us to see. Without light, we are blind. Blind to our surroundings, blind to our situation, blind to our circumstances, even sometimes blind to ourselves. Light makes it possible for us to see things as they are. The Epiphany scripture readings paint a picture of the light of Jesus Christ illuminating the whole world with God's presence. In the first reading, the prophet Isaiah said, "Rise up, your light has come. The glory of the Lord shines upon you. See, darkness covers the earth, but upon you the Lord shines." Isaiah the prophet announced that good news some 500 years before the birth of Christ. Isaiah saw a day in the future that would be filled with a new energy and a new hope. The prophet Isaiah is telling us that God has overcome the darkness. He has overcome the darkness with the birth of his Son, Jesus Christ. The reading from Ephesians emphasizes the fact that the light of Christ is for all people. Christ's light is not a light that shines only on a chosen few, but Christ's light is meant for all. The light has come and shines on the whole world. It shines wherever darkness has settled upon people. And then in the gospel reading, the Magi are led out of their own darkness by following the light of a star. And the light of that star led them to an even greater light, the light of Jesus Christ. In response to their darkness being overcome by the light of Christ, they are so overjoyed that they offer everything that they have. They offer their gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. The scripture readings on Epiphany Sunday proclaim that the light of Jesus Christ has come to us to lead us out of darkness. Epiphany celebrates the light of Jesus Christ overcoming our darkness, whatever that darkness might be. His light shines in this time and in this place. And his light is meant for all who have ever been overwhelmed by darkness. In the darkness of grief, the light of Christ shines. In the darkness of illness, the light of Christ shines. In the darkness of discouragement and loneliness, there is the light of Christ. In the darkness of prejudice and anger, there is the light of Christ. In the darkness of our sinfulness, the light of Christ shines. In the dark times and places of our lives, the light of Jesus Christ will shine if we open our eyes, our minds, and our hearts to the light of his presence. I would suggest that every day this week that you remind yourself of the powerful, hopeful message of Epiphany. And that message is this: the light of Jesus Christ shines in darkness.